I'm connected. I take that time. I could go get my stop in his nail salon. See what's up. So last night we had our group chat. Let me see what it's called. It's called HOP Family Reunion. That's what it's called. So I was in a Bible study last night, right? And the question was asked. The question was asked. It was talking about David, right? David and Saul, and how David was faithful to Saul and respected Saul, and gave Saul respect, even though Saul tried to kill him quite a few times, right? So the question that was asked was, if you in the church should, I'm paraphrasing because I can't really remember how the exact words of how the person asked the question, but I got the meaning, so that's how I'm gonna paraphrase it. That if a person is in a church and their leaders is sinning and doing wrong, should they stay in that church? Should they, stay there underneath the leadership, doing what, being faithful? So the answer was that there was a difference between Saul, David, and the person that's in the church with the leader that's bad. Right? I was going to say something, but I said no. After all, they didn't know I was on the line. Another one is that it wasn't my church. It was a Bible study that was in. That was happening. So now, I brought the question to the group, and the pastor in the group said that, if the person is sinning and having babies, because I brought that in there, whatever, that they shouldn't stay there, right? He straightforward said that they should leave. The other pastor on the other line said the same thing, but she said it depends on what they're doing. If David, this is the part that I didn't get, they said David and Saul was different. And then there was a deacon that said that David gave respect to Saul's anointing, that God put him there, but not to Saul. But I kind of it made sense, but it kind of didn't make sense, because the anointing is on me, so you're not going to give respect to me, but you're going to give respect to the anointing. That's just the same way of saying, I'm not going to give respect to God. I'm not going to give respect to Jesus, but I'm going to give respect to God. You got to give respect to Jesus in order to get to God. So you got to give respect to me in order to get to God. I wasn't getting it. I'll talk some more. Good morning. Good morning. 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 Let me get my regular. Thank you. Yes. Let me think. Maybe just put the butter on it. Don't put the jelly. Just the butter and the egg. Let me get a small coffee, please. Huh? Yeah. No jelly. Let me get a small coffee, please. You can put 4 sugars in it. That's good. Milk. Well, yeah. Yes, please. Yeah, so, I'm not really getting that because, This is why I say people can say things and makes it sounds good, but the actual fact of the matter still remains. David gave respect to Saul because of who Saul was. Saul was king, so they were saying that. They also said that, another thing was that David was given respect because Saul wasn't a spiritual king, Saul was just a king. In other words, God didn't choose Saul. Men choose Saul. So,
Yeah. Abraham, he was like 40 years old, and when he knew he was a prophet. And from that day, God told him, no more sacrifice your own beast into the sheep. Yeah. That's before Muhammad and Islam.
yeah. You can make me another coffee to go.
No,
And
كم حلقة هذه؟
one more? Yeah, one more.
This one?
Yeah.
From the phone.
What's that? Dollar, $2, $3.50?
Wow.
How much?
Yeah, 350.
No, Fonto. Yeah. You got the strip. Fonto.
Oh, front of them. Grab it. How much is that? Okay, طيب هنا ثلاثة 450.
Thank you. Thank you. You too. So now, if David, right, if David is respecting Saul because he is king, okay, I have to think. Because I guess I put it in this, this is what I'm thinking. Okay, you in a church, you got a pastor, right? All right. Okay, I'm getting it. You got a pastor, right? The pastor's doing all types of things, you know. I'm not going to even put in there. He or she is doing all types of things against you. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to put that in. But that's a part of it. And a part of all that, he or she is allowing sin in the camp, allowing people to do what they want to do in the church, etc. And you can throw in their dress however they want to dress. But, you know, when you dress like this, it's wrong. But anyway, so now. So now you're in this church and you're there and you're staying because of respect for that person, but not the God in them, because in all honesty, they ain't got God in them. Okay, so I get what he's saying. So the deacon said that David respected Saul because Saul was appointed. No, couldn't be appointed by. No, that couldn't be the reason. Oh, okay. He respected Saul because Saul was king, right? But not because Saul was spiritually inclined, not because the God was in him. But he did say something about God. I gotta go back and listen to that because you know I taped it. But I think that's what he was trying to bring out. That the person that Saul respected David David respected Saul because Saul was king. He was over the land. He could speak and get him killed, even though God would protect him. So the same way with someone that's in the church, respect the leaders because they're leaders, not because they follow God. You know. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. That lady always speaks to me. I met her in the pantry and she remembered my face. Okay. I remember her. So, you are respecting the leader because they are leaders. Their title, here we go, because that's what they say. People respect people because of their title, not because of their ministry. Okay, so now with that being said, let's look at myself. They don't respect me, so they don't respect me as being the evangelist, because evangelist is the head in the church. The evangelist comes after the pastor. Because it's the apostle, the pastor, and then the evangelist. No, it's the apostle, no, it's the teacher. If you go from the pinky, it's the teacher, the pastor, the evangelist. If you go from the thumb, it's the apostles, the prophet, and the evangelist. So the evangelist is in the middle. So the evangelist is what holds the fivefold ministry together. So I'm behind the pastor and I'm behind the prophet. So you see what I'm saying? And if you think about it, the pastor and the teacher is at the end of the fingers. And it's the thumb that holds everything together. So you start from the thumb, to be honest. All right, I hit you up.